All right, all right. What's up, everybody? Good evening, I guess now. Make sure we're live. Okay. Thank you guys for waiting. And we got a lot to cover. Just make sure the connection's good. You guys can see me. It looks like you can. And there's a lot to talk about. So I wanted to organize things. I didn't really get to organize it in the way I wanted to, but there's still, regardless, a whole bunch of stuff that's coming out. And just thanks to everybody that sent me links. That sent me a lot from yesterday. BL sent me some information too. And I don't know. Yeah, just anybody. Thank you. So I saw someone in the chat just a little bit ago saying that, like, because I was saying it's going to be an interesting stream because there's a lot to talk about. A lot of people feel some type of way. People are really upset, angry. Rightfully so, as far as like the deceased people. But there's this big topic about trans and all this stuff, and there's a lot of sad stuff too. And I sent myself a video. Let me just start. The first thing I'm gonna start off with is let me see. I sent myself this video. I just want to start with this first before we get into the mess, the nitty gritty. No, I'm done. Let me see.
The three students.
I think I want to do this. No, this video didn't have what I thought it had. Oh, this was interesting though. Man, I guess you know what? If we're gonna start with the fire, let's start with the fire, I guess. There was this lady pretty upset. I saw this when I was getting ready. It's just really sad because one of the things, this video, well, but I saw one of the victims, the girls, was identified, and that was really sad. And we're gonna get into that in a second. Well, I'll start with this, and then we'll get into the girl, and then we'll get into the nitty gritty, and give people a chance to join. And there's people with all kinds of thoughts, opinions, and I think that we can express them and be hopefully civil, but I don't know. It's the internet, you know.
Aren't you guys tired of covering this? Aren't you guys tired of being here and having to cover all of these mass shootings? I'm from Highland Park, Illinois. My son and I survived a mass shooting over the summer. I am in Tennessee on a family vacation with my son, visiting my sister-in-law. I have been lobbying in D.C. since we survived a mass shooting in July. I have met with over 130 lawmakers. How is this still happening? How are our children still dying, and why are we failing them? These shootings and these mass shootings will continue to happen until our lawmakers step up and pass gun safety legislation. Aren't you guys tired of this? Are you guys sick?
So she came up to like the reporters, and she was kind of snapping, and she said that she had been in a mass shooting herself, and so she was pretty upset.
We have to do something. We'll all have to call our lawmakers, and we all have to make our lawmakers make change now, or this is going to keep happening, and it's going to be your kid and your kid and your kid and your kid next.
Snap. Okay, the first thing I want to cover this girl here before we get into the mess and the nitty gritty of things. Just give me 1 second. I left my cell phone, and I'm going to need it. Okay, and you see I got my tea here because I saw somebody in the chat there like, I'm gonna need to sip my tea. I got some tea too, some chamomile, ginger stuff. So this poor girl, according to Daily Mail, picture hero girl 9 who died trying to pull a fire alarm to stop trans shooter opening fire on her friends, as families say they are completely broken by her death. And so this is the girl Evelyn, 9 years old. This is one of the underage victims, shot by Audrey, 28. We know that she opened fire on the private Christian school, which we're gonna get into the whole thing of like, supposedly like her family didn't accept her or him, you know, for being gay and like all this stuff. And I don't know. And there's this manifesto which hasn't come out yet. I really wonder if they're gonna release it. Her family described her as a shining light and said they are completely broken by her death. They added that she had been desperately trying to pull the fire alarm to get help when the shooting unfolded Monday. Tributes have flooded in for a second victim, Will Kinney, who was shot and killed along Holly, both 9 in the massacre. His family called him unfailingly kind and always inclusive of others. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that nuts that we're like, because like I don't know, like why shoot the kids? I still don't get that shit. Like if you had some sort of like whatever with the school, or if you had something going on there, was the school not accepting? I was even wondering this, and I haven't really read the article about, we're going to read it together, the whole family not accepting the shooter. But I was thinking, like, if they didn't accept the shooter, did they forcibly send this person to this school to try to change them or to try to get them help or something, you know? I don't know. And then the thing that I was going to say is that, ironically, right, this trans person shoots and kills a kid that's always been inclusive of others, right? Make that make sense. As well as praising him for loving his 2 younger sisters. So, I mean, I don't know. If I was a parent, I'd be livid, pissed. I mean, I don't know what I would feel. I can't even imagine. I couldn't put I don't know how I would, you know. And that video that we saw earlier today with the cops, those cops were amazing, you know. And it was just like surreal watching them go in there, because it's a school. You just see these cops running with guns. And I also just thought about the whole Uvalde thing. Like, what the hell happened with Uvalde? It almost makes me want to, I don't even know if I want to watch that video again. I watched it once, the Uvalde thing. I guess these are the siblings. Tributes have flooded in for a second victim. Okay, Will Kenny, who was shot and killed alongside Holly. I mean, one of my friends had a possible like theory, maybe that like maybe the shooter using an assault rifle couldn't handle or whatever and I don't know, fired everywhere, maybe hit the kids accidentally. I don't know, bro. I don't know that I. So they have a GoFundMe set up by the family of Kenny. Will had an flappable spirit. He was unfailingly kind, gentle when the situation called for it, quick to laugh, and always inclusive of others. He loved his sister, adored his parents, grandparents, aunts, and uncles, and was always excited to host friends of every age. Sweet Will knew no strangers, and our hearts are broken for his family as they try to find their way forward. Head mistress Catherine Contz, 60, substitute teacher Cynthia Peak, and he was a chef. I don't know. Chef Mike Hill were also killed in the mass shooting. The daughter of Mike, who had worked at the school for more than a decade, said she never thought he would be killed in a mass shooting. Brittany Hale posted online saying, "I have watched school shootings happen over the years and never thought I would lose a loved one over a person trying to solve a temporary problem with a permanent solution." Ooh. I will not say her name because I will not glorify her actions. I wish the media would not say her name ever again. I'm sorry for the loss of these children. Seeing their names not called out safe was devastating, as well as the chaplain telling me and my siblings and family this god-awful news. That's Holly there. Wow. So just wanted to start off. I mean, it's not light, but before getting to all the mess of things. Catherine Cohn's on the left, that's the head of school. And, once I heard that the head of school was shot like that, I was like, okay, this is targeted. And that's Cynthia, substitute teacher, on the right. Assault rifles removed from home of Nashville school shooter. Oh, and we got to get into that too. We're going to get into that in a second. All the guns and stuff. Hopefully I have everything pulled up. I'm going to try to navigate as we work through this. Okay, I saw last night. Let's watch this video. 50 seconds. If you guys could help me out with the like, please. Thank you guys for coming. Appreciate it. I was wondering about that, Lisa, if he was on hormones. I don't know. Oh, we're gonna talk about that. There is something I thought that sent me something about mental health somewhere with regards to. I don't even know where it is. I thought there was something about it. If you see it, if you're listening, resend it to me or somebody resend it to me. I saw something earlier about it. Okay. And this is the other one. I just want to start off with like we could go with the victims and like kind of show some pictures. This is Mike Hill. I'm guessing it's maybe his family or I don't know if that's friends. Daughter of Mike Hill, pictured, who had worked at the school for more than a decade, said that she never thought he would be killed in a mass shooting. His niece added that 3 other family members also worked at the school at the time of the shooting but were not harmed. Hale used the names Audrey or Aiden, but preferred the pronouns were he, him, according to the LinkedIn page. Police confirmed Tuesday that she had previously, who knows what the pronouns are, right? It's like all over the place with the news and everything. Had previously attended the school in Nashville, Tennessee, but her motive for the shooting was unclear. Okay, there we go. It had been suffering from emotional disorder at the time of the shooting. The shooter has also been described as high-functioning autism, but police revealed today that she was under a doctor's care. And I had a conversation with Mo about this, and the conversation was that this whole thing of like, I don't know, is there any kind of restrictions if you have some sort of mental condition to buying a gun? Do they have any of those kind of backgrounds or no? Is that even a part of the process? So Hale was born a female, but had recently begun using he, him pronouns and the name Aiden. These are the 2 hero guys. We're going to watch a little press or 2 from earlier. These guys, I mean, amazing. Super. I mean, salute to all the officers, but like a special salute to these guys too. And the one guy, he was taking lead. He was taking charge, man. I was like, wow, go to the left, go to the right. No. Like he was really like calm, focused, like just, I don't know, like assertive. Maybe, I don't know if stoic's the right word, but just really calm and in control and like just, determined. The officers Rex Engelbart left and Michael Colazzo right were the members of the team who fired at Haley, ultimately killing her. There's a guys right there. Amazing, man. And I think it's good they showed it. Some people weren't too happy that they showed it. I mean, I get the person being shot dead. I don't know. Maybe they didn't need to show that. But I think it's good because the cops are always getting such heat and bad and everything, and there's all this negative stuff about them out there that when they're doing these kind of acts, endangering their lives, and maybe for transparency, I mean, I don't know. This is like the world we're in now. This is the reality of things, Holly is seen with her father, Chad. He's a pastor. Ooh, the pastor at the Presbyterian Church affiliated with the school, her mother and older brothers. Wow. Her parents, Norma and Ronald, knew that she had okay, we're talking about the killer, I guess. Her parents, Norma and Ronald, knew that she had a weapon at one time, but told her to sell it. How this woman, or how Aiden, whatever, how they had all these weapons in the house and his parents just don't know. I mean, I guess at that age, you're not going to be searching their room, I guess, right? At the 28, what was it? Because they thought she couldn't be trusted with it. Instead, she hid a stockpile and added to it, buying 7 different weapons in total from 5 local stores. Law enforcement knew nothing about the treatment, and it is apparent that she should not own weapons. Authorities also confirmed that Hale's mother, Norma, had asked her what was in a red backpack she was carrying on the morning of the murders. I didn't know about that, but she dismissed her question. She probably would have. And the whole thing too. Was it this article? Oh, it's the other article. Maybe I'll wait till I even say that. This person had a death mission to take out as many people as they could. Authorities also confirmed that the shooter's mother, about the backpack and all that. Yesterday, she took 3 of her weapons to the Covenant School, 2 rifles and a handgun. Another 2 weapons were seen being removed from the house yesterday in a video obtained by Daily Mail. The chief said of her family they felt she had 1 weapon and that she had sold it. She was under doctor's care for emotional disorder. And I wonder, like, what is emotional disorder? Like, what kind of, like, I think emotion, I don't know. They can't express themselves. They can't process their emotions. Are they snapping? Are they going, like, what is emotional? Is it like a prolonged state of emotion? Maybe I should just look it up. I don't know. Let's look it up, right? Is that a emotional disorder? What the hell is that? Emotional disorders, depressive and anxiety disorders are a set of chronic and often recurrent psychiatric disorders. Seems like shit I go through every day. I don't know. Nah, I know it's got to be worse, I guess, to be called that. Are generally hmm. Depressive and anxiety disorders are a set of chronic and often recurrent psychiatric disorders that are associated with significant impairment of quality of life, productivity, interpersonal functioning. These disorders are increasingly conceptualized as neurodevelopmental disorders as they frequently begin to emerge in childhood and adolescence and exert deleterious effects across lifespan. Okay. Oh, they said something here about hormones too just a second ago. Okay. All right. All right. Let me keep it moving. Her parents felt that she should not own weapons, and they were under the impression that she didn't own any anymore. But she had been hiding several within the house. Jesus Christ. Okay, thanks. Super zoom in there. We saw that video. And these just like, this is interesting too, the seeing the side by side. Here's the guns. It comes after a doctor posted a final haunting image of school children peacefully listening to her talk an hour before the shooting. What? Did I miss something? Missionary Brittany Grayson visited the Covenant School in Nashville on Monday morning, leaving after talking about their life in Kenya at 10:12 a.m. Less than 20 minutes later, Ellie shot her way into the private school. Okay. All right. So let's take a look at this new. Oh, this is her parents. This is the shooter's parents. Right there. Okay. Okay. This is here. Oh, there's another family picture. So Norma in the center, the mother. Um, Norma Haley pictured center, the mother of Audrey Hale. So Audrey's on the right, and there's like her 9-year-old. Okay. I don't know who's on the left. I guess that's family or sibling. Wow. Memorial.
I was in shock. And the fact that, like, this happened so close to home. And it could happen anywhere. You know, it could happen at the mall, it could happen at a movie theater. I mean, think about the Jason Aldean thing that happened a couple of years back in Orlando. It's just heartbreaking to see it actually happen right here in our hometown.
I was in shock personally. Personally, the shooting does scare me. That is something that I am afraid about. But it was kind of surreal, to be honest. And, in your community in Nashville, when you hear about that,
Really?
you're like,
Alexandra said in the chat, before mom deleted her Facebook, she had a post that was from at least 10 years ago talking about that it was the hardest day as a parent. Who knows? Yeah, I wonder how the parents dealt with that
in
situation.
shock. But we've just been burning all day, been praying and just encouraging
What do you
others.
guys think about that? Should schools have armed officers? Is that like the solution? Or maybe, I don't know if it's a solution, but I don't know. Maybe one of the things that could help. I'm trying to get to I was going to do a poll. My computer's still kind of like lagging a bit. It's acting funny. It's been acting funky, but tomorrow I'll have the new one. There you go. Okay, we're going to do a little poll. Emily, you have a screenshot? Yeah, send it to me, please. That would be great. You want to maybe email it to me? ikemail@gmail. Should schools have an armed guard? They probably. Yo, did you see that one video where that school had like that bulletproof wall and stuff? Did you see that? Like I gotta see if I can find it. Like the whole wall comes out of the side of the. It's like I don't even know, man. Bulletproof wall in school. We got a video. I've seen it on Twitter, but let me see if I can find it here. Here it is. Here it is. Check this out. What do you guys think of this? Is this the next wave of like school safety? You guys seen this? I don't want to do that. No.
You can see here there's no handle on the outside. So in the event of an emergency, a teacher or administrator is able to close the door and lock it. So
That's kind of interesting. I mean, I don't know how much that would cost. Ooh, Kumi said, Mel, wasn't there an armed guard at a school shooting? He ran the other way. His wife and daughter, calling his wife and daughter. Wasn't that the Florida shooting? There was an armed. I think the guy was armed, right? Emily, you sent it to me. Okay, thanks. It's kind of an interesting concept, maybe at least for the younger kids. But so I saw somebody. One of the comments that thank you, Emily. One of the comments that I read on Twitter, somebody was like, "Well, what about the panels? Like, if somebody really wanted to get in, are they going to try to? I mean, I don't know I don't know if they're going to waste time, but these panels up top, I don't know if somebody would try to like make their way up there. I don't know how they would get up there." Or you could kind of like elevate yourself and then use the gun, move the panel out of the way. I want to give these people ideas, but. Let me show you guys this picture. So thank you, Emily, for sending that. Let's do this. Download this, download that. Boom, boom. Okay, here we go. Last week was one of the most stressful weeks I've had as a parent. Now that I'm on the other side of it, this is all I have to say about it. In the words of Aaron Shust, my hope is in you, Lord, all day long. I won't be shaken by drought or storm. A peace that passes all understanding is my song, and I sing, my hope is in you, Lord. I'll wait on you. You are my refuge. Amen. Norma, I hope everything is okay. I have kids. Whoa. Yeah, I don't know. What was that about? And it's interesting that she says, now that I'm on the other side. And if it's true that they're anti, like they weren't accepting of the shooter, you know, that's a really interesting post. I haven't seen it yet. Thanks. I guess we'll get into this. All right, so let's get into some of the nitty gritty stuff. Or you know what? Before I do this, let me do the presser first. Let's do the presser. Wait, did we finish this? Pictures at school. I want to do the presser next. Dr. Grayson posted a heartbreaking picture of innocent children sitting and listening to her talk. Oh, this was right before the shooting. Wow. It is not known if any of the children who were killed in the brutal attack are pictured in the image. Okay. Okay. Wow. And we know, we've talked about this earlier, that Haley left a detailed manifesto and plan for the shooting at her home and her car, but officers have yet to disclose its contents. Police shared a picture of the Honda Fit she drove to the Covenant School and announced they found additional material written from the shooter from the manifesto she'd left. They also posted, I feel like I need to make this better. This is like dark and shaded. Thank you, Mel. They also posted pictures of the doors of the school, which Haley had shot out in order to gain entry. Police confirmed that the glass doors had been locked when Haley arrived. The small school is run by a church and does not employ a school resource officer. And so the shooter also allegedly had planned out an attack on another school, but decided not to attack there after believing that there was way too much security. Before driving to the school, she messaged a friend. So I was going to show this on a different one, but I'm glad they included it here. So right before the shooting, I feel like many of you probably know this if you've been following the story, but I haven't talked about it officially on the channel. The shooter messaged a friend, Aiden. So basically, that post I made on here about you, that was basically a suicide note. I'm planning to die today. This is not a joke. You'll probably hear about me on the news after I die. This is my last goodbye. I love you. See you again in another life. Audrey quotes Aiden. Audrey, I love you so much. So what the hell did I read? Audrey, you have so much more to live for. I pray God keeps and covers you. I know, but I don't want to live. I'm so sorry. I'm not trying to upset you or get attention. I just need to die. So this person had a death wish. Okay. I still don't get why these people feel like they need to take out as many people as they can, destroy other lives. I don't know if it's for attention or whatever. I wanted to tell you first because you are the most beautiful person I've ever seen and known all my life. My family doesn't know what I'm about to do. One day, this will make more sense. I've left more than enough evidence behind, but something bad is about to happen. So I wonder if this person is referring to the manifesto. Maybe they have an explanation. The only thing about that manifesto thing where I'm like, I don't know if they're going to release it because is this giving light to the killer? You know, and can this encourage other killers to kill, to leave a message in hopes that the world is going to see and they're going to get the attention that they've never gotten in their entire lives or acknowledgement, you know? I mean, I'm curious to know. I'm sure it's probably going to be something maybe nonsensical, maybe, but maybe it'll give us a perspective into the mind of this person. Let's check out the little presser from earlier.
What about a 30-second warning? Starting about 30 seconds. And I'll look across. Everybody give me thumbs up if everybody's ready.
Thank you guys for joining again. If you guys could hit the like button again too, if you haven't done so, I'd appreciate that. Help out in the algorithm.
All right, good afternoon. I'm Don Aaron with the Nashville Police Department. We want to give you a brief update this afternoon as to what we know about the Covenant murders on yesterday. There's one rumor going on throughout the community that we want to take a moment to clear up. There are those who think that specific individuals were targeted by the shooter who entered the building on Monday. We have no evidence that individuals were specifically targeted. This school,
I thought in the other presser they said that yes, they believe it was targeted.
this church building was a target of the
Okay, so they're saying that the church was a target, not the individuals themselves. Okay. Almost like, which I don't know, you could almost say like the Idaho murders, where like the whole thing of like, which really it turned out to be, from what I've seen, the individuals, but there was this whole thing of like, was it just the house or was it the actual individual? So this is like, was it the school or the individuals? Yeah.
the shooter, but we have no information at present to indicate that the shooter was specifically targeting any one of the 6 individuals who were murdered. Chief John Drake will now update you on the progress of the investigation overnight and this morning, including what we know about the individual's purchases of firearms over the past couple of years. Again, this will be a brief briefing today. Chief John Drake.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you again for being here. Just a brief update of what we know right now. We've interviewed the parents of Audrey Hale, and we've determined that Audrey bought 7 firearms from 5 different local gun stores here legally. They were legally purchased. 3 of those weapons were used yesterday during this horrific tragedy that happened. We know that they felt that she had 1 weapon and that she sold it. She was under care, doctor's care, for an emotional disorder. Law enforcement knew nothing about the treatment she was receiving, but her parents felt that she should not own weapons. They were under the impression that when she sold the 1 weapon that she did not own anymore. As it turned out, she had been hiding several weapons within the house. We also don't have a motive at this time. We feel that the students that were targeted were randomly targeted. There was not any particular student that she was looking for at the time of the incident. And that's what we know as I speak, and we'll take any questions that you have.
Can you give us any more details about that manifesto? What was in the manifesto?
So in the manifesto, there's several different writings about other locations. There were locations, there was talks about the school. There was a map of the school, a drawing of how potentially she would enter and the assaults that would take place. It's quite a bit of writing to it. I have not read the entire manifesto. Our team and the FBI has been working on this.
Chief, can you clarify where exactly the victims were located? You mentioned the common area. Were they all together, the students and the adults at the same time? Where were they in the building?
So they were spread out in different locations. When I went into the actual church, the kids had already been transported to the hospital. Also, the 2 of the adults, I did see the head school person, and she was in the hallway by the office. That's the only one. They were spread out. Wasn't in one common area, but they were spread out.
Chief Drake, can you talk about other plans in terms of targeting other buildings, other places?
There was some writings in the manifesto about other locations, but as far as it being an actual target, I can't confirm that at this time.
Chief, can we talk about your body cam footage? Do you feel like your
One at a
officers
time,
did
please.
everything
One at a
right?
time,
Sorry.
please.
Are they really saying that? Do you feel like your officers did everything right? I mean, what do you think he's gonna say? No. What?
Cam footage?
I can't confirm that at this time.
Chief, can we talk about your body cam footage? Do you feel like your
One at a
officers
time,
did
please.
everything
One at a
right?
time,
Sorry.
please.
Amber Walker with CNN. Just about the 6 victims who were killed. Where exactly were they? Were they walking through the hallways when this happened? And I also heard peripherally that perhaps the head of the school may have ran towards the gun or the shooter.
It's very possible the head of the school could have done that. I can't confirm that one way or the other. I do know she was in the hallway by herself. There was a confrontation. I'm sure you can tell the way she was laying in the hallway. There was the custodian, the African American, as she shot through the door to enter. She sprayed rounds through the glass, striking him. You could see where he came to rest. As far as the others, they were just spread out in different locations.
Chief, you mentioned ammunition was
I can't say it was a confrontation, but they were met. She met the head person in the hallway.
This man right here.
Yeah.
Thank you. Chief, you mentioned the guns, the multiple guns, and that the shooter was under the care of a doctor. Is there any law in this state that would have allowed police to take those guns away from this person had it been reported?
If it had been reported, there's not a law for that, but had it been reported that she was suicidal or that she was going to kill someone and had been made known to us, then we would have tried to get those weapons. But as it stands, we had absolutely no idea actually who this person was, if she even existed. So.
Chief, can you talk a little bit about the time?
What else did the parents say? Did they expect anything like this to happen?
So we know yesterday the Ms. Hale was leaving out of the residence. She had a red bag. They asked her what was in the red bag, and I think she just dismissed it because it was a motherly thing, and didn't look in the bag because at the time she didn't know that her daughter had any weapons and didn't think any differently. Again, they lost a child, so it was very traumatic for them. So,
Chief, watching the body cam.
I think you were first.
Yeah.
So.
Could you talk about the police response? I know they engaged the shooter pretty quickly once they got to the school, but can you talk about the events that led up from when they got the call, what time did they arrive at the school, and could you talk about that time, because it appears about maybe like 14 minutes or so?
Yeah, so they got the call at 10:13, and by 10:24 they had engaged the suspect. As they arrived on the property, there were police cars being hit by gunfire. The suspect was in an upper level. We believe there's been some training of being able to shoot from a higher level, and her gunfire from.
What's that about training?
Being able to shoot upper police cars being hit by gunfire. The suspect was in an upper level. We believe there's been some training of being able to shoot from a higher level, and her gun
training. So she took. They think she trained for that shit. If you guys haven't seen it, but I feel like I'm sure everybody has seen it, but that's the window. Like when they shot her, so she was shooting from up here down at police officers and at the car, and they came from the side.
Fire from the video I've seen, she stood away from the glass so she wouldn't be an easy target to be shot. But as officers were approaching the building, there was gunfire going on. They went in, they went through door by door as we clear buildings. They heard gunfire and immediately ran to that, and then took care of this horrible situation.
And how long did it take officers to actually get to the school initially from when the first call came in?
From the time it went out from 10:13 to 10:24, it was over. The exact time, arrival time, I'm not sure. I know that myself, I ran emergency, and as I got there, they were coming out bloody and all kind of things were happening, so I barely missed being able or being there to go in as well. So it was really quick, the response, and I think
right.
Next, so.
Yeah, Chief, I was just going to ask you about the two officers whose body cam we've seen this morning.
Had they ever been placed in a situation like that before?
To my knowledge, I do not remember if those two in particular have been in that situation. Officer Collazo has worked as a paramedic with the SWAT team, so I'm sure he's had some type of weapons training. I was really impressed that with all that was going on, the danger that somebody took control and said, let's go, and went in and took care and just try to end this situation. But as far as being in this before, I'm unsure. You, sir?
Sir, a friend of the families has reported, a friend of the Hale family has reportedly said that Audrey was autistic. Can you speak to that and know if that's in fact true?
I can't confirm that. I've heard that, but I can't confirm.
Yeah, so there's the thing going around, which we just read, that's allegedly, I don't know, that the shooter was autistic.
If that's true or not.
Let's do one more question, and we're going to stop. One more.
Just on the officers, how are they faring today, 24 hours on?
Any indication of the significance of yesterday, why the shooter may have done this yesterday? And also, do you have anything that could indicate whether the school was targeted for religious reasons?
I can't confirm either. I'm not sure if that we're approaching a holy period at Easter and all of that. I can't confirm any of that.
Easter's coming up, and the other thing we're going to get into also is that legislation that, or law or something that was passed too recently.
Do not know, and so why she targeted that particular church. We do know she was a student at that church at one point. But unsure right now if that was the reason why. And I think I'll take one more.
Yeah, just on your two officers there, how are they feeling today, 24 hours on?
So I talked to them earlier, and they're trying to decompress, trying to make sense of all of this. I talked to President Biden. He's going to reach out and talk to them as well. They're just trying to do whatever they can with their families and just kind of remove themselves from all of this. So.
Thank you all very much. Thank you. Thank you.
Chief Drake, would you say the 14-minute response time from getting the call to arriving to the school, is that acceptable? Is that something you want to look back at and see if that was, that there could have been a quicker response time?
So I'll answer that. We evaluate each and every situation, and so one of my principles is we're always looking to be innovative and evolving to get better. And so we look at every single incident we have, and if there's a way to get better, we feel a response right now. From what I've seen, I don't have a particular problem with it, but we always want to get better. We always want to get there in 2 or 3 minutes. And so there's a lot of things that could have happened. Traffic was locked down, etc. But we're always looking to get better.
What do you tell your kids, Chief?
Okay, so that was the presser from earlier. Now, a couple of things that I wanted to show. We're going to get into okay, we'll do this real quick. This is from the school itself, a statement that was released. Our community is heartbroken. We're grieving tremendous loss and are in shock coming out of the terror that shattered our school and church. We're focused on loving our students, our families, our faculty, and staff, beginning with the process of healing. Law enforcement is conducting its investigation, and while we understand there is a lot of interest and there will be a lot of discussion about and speculation surrounding what happened, we will continue to prioritize the well-being of our community. We appreciate the outpouring of support and have received, we are tremendously grateful to our first responders who acted quickly to protect our students, faculty, and staff. The press over here is saying they do better. We ask for privacy, and our community grapples with this terrible tragedy for our students, parents, faculty, and staff. What did they do? Fox did complete opposite of this today. Entire Fox Nashville team should be fired. What are they talking about? I don't know. All right, so let's cover this. So there was and I mentioned this earlier on Twitch. We're on Twitch this morning. I did a brief synopsis of what some of the things we're going to go over tonight. So make sure you follow me on Twitch because I go on there and hang out sometimes. It's a little bit more laid back, less people in the chat, I guess, and well, significantly. But so there was this media post. Okay, this is from the Trans Resistance Network. This was posted on March 27th, 2023. Media statement on the school shooting in Nashville. And there was one thing on here that I thought was like a little bizarre, or like, I don't know. I guess I'm trying to see it through the lens of like somebody else, or maybe them, like what they go through or something, but like maybe not the best timing. I'm not sure. So let me start. The Trans Resistance Network has been notified the shooter involved in today's church school shooting in Nashville, Tennessee was a person identifying as transgender, known from online profiles as Aiden or Aubrey, he, him. While it is not our policy to engage publicly with the news media, we believe this moment calls for a thoughtful response from our collective. We point out that today's incident in Nashville, Tennessee is not one tragedy, but two. Okay. The first tragedy today is the loss of life of 3 children and adults. We extend our deepest sympathies and heartfelt prayers to those families dealing with the loss of loved ones. There's nothing we can afford. What am I reading? I'm just sorry. There's nothing that we can offer that will comfort the hurt or ease the sorrow we mourn with you. Maybe if I zoom in, that'll be better. The second and more complex tragedy is Aiden or Aubrey, who felt he had no other effective way to be seen than to lash out by taking the life of others and by consequence himself. And my thing with that is like, how do we know that that's what it is? Or is that always the case with school shooters? How do we know? We don't even know the exact cause of this person, why they did what they did. I mean, is there even any kind of logical reason? Maybe not. We do not claim to know the individual or have access to their inner thoughts and feelings. We do know that the life for transgender people is very difficult, and we may, oh Lord, that's so hard. I didn't mean, and I don't even know if this is real or not, because this is April 1st. I thought maybe this was a troll. If anybody in the chat knows if this is a real thing, I don't know. I saw this earlier. We'll get to that or whatever, but it says Trans Day of Vengeance. Stop trans genocide. April 1st. I don't know if that was like a troll or what that was. Where did I go? Did I completely close it out? Somehow I closed out. Let's try again. Okay. So, we do know that the life for transgender people is very difficult and made more difficult in the preceding months by a virtual avalanche of anti-trans legislation and public callouts by far-right personalities and political figures for nothing less than the genocidal eradication of trans people from society. I haven't been following what's going on in the law. I don't know, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know that there was something passed recently, and I was wondering if could that be part of the motive, because this person was a former student years and years and years ago. Why now? What was like the trigger for now, like all of a sudden going back to the school you were at and going on this mass, killing? Many transgender people deal with anxiety, depression, thoughts of suicide, and PTSD from the near constant drumbeat of anti-trans hate, lack of acceptance from family members, and certain religious institutions. And I think all those keywords are interesting because we're going to get to the article next about the family allegedly not accepting the shooter. And I think the family's Christian, and there could be so many potential motives, but obviously there has to be some sort of like mental health there too. Obviously, just because I don't like somebody doesn't mean, or like a thing or a belief doesn't mean I'm going to go kill somebody or kill a bunch of people, Certain religious institutions, denial of our existence, and calls for detransitioning and forced conversion. And that whole forced conversion thing, when I was on Twitch this morning, I was talking with a couple of people. We were looking at some videos because I remember with the Mormons back in the day, and I had the whole conversation with Silvio, like they did this like gay conversion thing, which was kind of crazy. Like they had all these weird things that like, I think they would like make people watch like straight or heterosexual videos, explicit videos, to try to force them in their head to like make them like that. I guess there was like some weird stuff. And so it just made me kind of think back to, like, I don't know, this whole school thing. Did this person's parents force them to go to that school in hopes that that would change them or help them? And maybe they hated it, or did something happen at the school? Or is this just, I don't know. With all the emotional distress disorder and whatever else this person had going on, maybe they just started building resentment. Who knows? It could be so many things. All these factors contribute to a population that is medically underserved and who often face anti-trans bias while accessing care, leading to significant physical and mental health disparities. Hate has consequences. It is a testament to it is a testament to the inner strength and beauty of transgender people that despite the overwhelming odds of homelessness, job discrimination, and constant anti-trans bigotry and violence, so many of us continue to persevere, survive, and even thrive. We will not be eradicated or erased. And like I said, I haven't been following what's been going on with the law and stuff. I don't know. Are they tightening things up? Do they feel pressure, I guess, or they feel like they're under attack and stuff? Is this causing certain people with mental health to lash out? I mean, I've never heard of like a transgender school shooter. Like the first time I've ever heard of anything like that. You know, I don't even think that's a thing. I mean, is that even something to compare? Because really, I don't know. I guess it's just how they identify. So, I mean, they're still male or female, right? School shooter. A Colorado transgender teenager who admitted to taking part in the shooting at Denver area charter school last year. Oh, I didn't know there was another, let's see. There was apparently something that happened in Colorado. Never heard of that. 2020. Alec McKinney, 17, was sentenced in Douglas County District Court for the shooting at the Science, Technology, Engineering, and Math STEM. Oh, I feel like I heard of that. I didn't know it was, okay. School in Highlands Ranch, Colorado on May 7, 2019. A 19-year-old and co-defendant in the shooting, Devin, has pleaded not guilty to the murder and other charges and faces trial in September. Okay. McKinney was born female, has admitted to plotting the school shootings as revenge on classmates over bullying. According to the arrest warrant affidavit, McKinney and Erickson consumed cocaine and stole 3 handguns and a rifle belonging to Erickson's parents before storming the school. Erickson, who prosecutors said shot Castillo, faces a mandatory life sentence. Okay. Interesting. I didn't really know about that story. And I wonder, are all these school shooters, does it relate to bullying? Okay, and so it says, let me just finish this. We remind the news media to respect the self-identified pronouns of transgender individuals who come across your desk. Audrey Hale self-identified with he, him pronouns on forward-facing sites. We also urge you to avoid pandering to those individuals on the right who will use this double tragedy to torment, fear, and terror of transgender people in order to advance political agenda of transgender elimination. I wonder if that's a thing. And so, I mean, I don't think people should go start targeting transgender people and all that crazy stuff. Because I feel like it's even dumb saying it because it's so obvious. There's people of all whatever that are killers, horrendous, or whatever. You know, biased and sensationalized coverage of these viewpoints is both irresponsible and reprehensible. Requests for interviews will be referred back to this statement. Okay. I don't know if that's a thing. Is that a thing? What? Eliminate them? Let me see real quick. I going down the rabbit hole? I'm just kind of curious. I didn't know that was like a... So what do they think that's going to fix the problem or something? That's the solution? CPAC speaker calls for eradication of transgenderism. Extremists. All right. And so let me move on to the next thing then. So yeah, I don't know if this thing is real. Let me see if I can look this up real quick. Trans Day of Vengeance. I mean, April 1st, I'm thinking it's like some sort of April Fool's thing, but Trans Day of Vengeance. Oh, I guess they're saying it's a real thing? Huh? I don't know. Oh, Marjorie Taylor's account was suspended. What happened? What happened to Marjorie? No, Marjorie, say it as though. Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene claimed that her congressional Twitter account, let me just show you guys. The drama online.
Great content needs a great audience. Like
all this stuff is not going to fix the shooting thing, but suspended after sharing unfounded information about a Trans Day vengeance in the wake of the Nashville school shooting. Shooter Audrey Hale, I think, was gunned down by Nashville police on Monday. We know all this stuff. Nevertheless, several prominent conservative figures like Greene have attempted to link Hale's action to being transgender, insinuating with little evidence that the gender transition drugs or surgeries were to blame in some manner. Greene in particular tweeted about a supposed event called Trans Day of Vengeance, linking it to the Nashville shooting and alleging a broader threat of trans terrorism. Later, Greene claimed on her personal account that her congressional account had been suspended as a result of those tweets, a decision she strongly opposed. The original tweet and subsequent ones have been deleted from her congressional Twitter account. Oh, shit, they got to her ass. After 3,000 retweets of this tweet, my account was suspended again. Why is Twitter whitewashing Trans Day of Vengeance? Elon Musk? Question mark. Greene tweeted a day after a mass murder of children by a trans shooter that people need to know about the threat they face from Antifa and... I mean, I don't like Antifa. I never heard of this term before, trans terrorism. Okay. In her own post on the matter, Ella, vice president of trust and safety at Twitter, said that the platform automatically swept for tweets containing a poster of the Trans Day of Vengeance. Interesting. See, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what this if that was even a real thing. When I saw that thing this morning, I mean, my common sense and like logical deduction would be like, I don't know, like this could be fake. I don't know if it's not or whatever, but like April 1st, you know, I don't know. It could be real, but it could be fake. It was questionable for me, right? So I don't know. I guess they're going in removing these tweets. I mean, the negative effect I could see if people do believe, if this is not a thing and people believe it's a thing, yeah, like people could go start doing all kinds of crazy shit, you know? So let's see. Reports of the Trans Day vengeance, because I figured why not? We could tackle the bullshit, or I don't know if I should say bullshit, but like the controversy to see whether it's real or not. I don't know. Have largely stemmed from conservative news outlets and have been sourced from posts by the Trans Radical Activist Network. The group reportedly planned to hold the day from March 31st to April 1st, so maybe it's real, as a battle cry to declare to the world that we, the transgender / non-binary communities, will neither be silenced nor eradicated. I didn't know it was going that far. The reports also suggested that the group might have been fundraising for firearm training. No! Newsweek could not independently verify these reports. Okay, I don't know then. About Tran. Though the group is real and currently operates a Twitter account that is locked from public viewing, given that the account only has 404 followers. Oh snap. It has been active less than a year. It is unclear how much widespread impact its messaging could have, despite its calls for a day of vengeance being highlighted by conservative figures in the wake of the Covenant school shooting. There's currently no evidence that suggests that Hale's actions were motivated by the group. Okay. Elon, what you got to say, Elon? Somebody said it's a punk band? Trans Day of Vengeance? Is that a band? So, I don't know, man. It's just kind of crazy to me how some people, I mean, I don't know that it has to go to this extreme. I watched that was actually funny. You guys want to laugh a little bit? We'll just sidetrack for 1 second, lighten the mood.
Notice this lady digging in the murder couch cushion. Did anyone else notice this lady digging in the murder couch cushions during the auction?
So I took an interest in it because all of this has kind of happened almost literally right.
There was an auction for Alec Murdaugh's couches. We were watching this morning too, and I think the thing sold for like $35,000, like each of the couches or something like that. And this lady over here, I guess she's getting the best of the couches before it gets sold.
Out my back door.
Or she's digging in there for change, or maybe looking for gold, or I don't know what she's looking for. A watch.
Take a look at really some of your personal and private items. Couches and chairs went for $30,000. A lot of couches and chairs went for $30,000.
Jeez. All right, we continue. This was the original. We already covered all this and everybody's seen it, but this was the original LinkedIn. There was this whole controversy, people saying it's not real and somebody put it there and took it up. But this person, DC Drano, he was actually correct when he was posting this information as far as the profile and the pictures and stuff. And then I think he even went and did a screen record to show that, like, hey, this is legit or whatever. And so we covered this yesterday. Photos, got the text messages, we covered that. This is the whole bill, which I don't know if Governor Bigelow signs ban on gender affirming care. Can we find out a little bit about that? I mean, could that have been a trigger? Governor Billy. Gender affirming. I'm wondering, like, what's the quick synopsis of that? Like, just a quick little. Okay, I got some couple of videos. Severely limits where drag shows. Really? Oh, I didn't know that. So let's take a look. Hold on.
Well, on to breaking news right now at 5. Republican Governor Bill Lee signing 2 critical bills into law. Now, critics of the legislation say both target the LGBTQ plus community. Lee signing off on the bill that severely limits where drag shows can be held. The second bans gender-affirming care to minors, like puberty blockers and surgery. These bills.
They can do surgery? See, my thing, and I'll just be straight out, like, with my opinion, I mean, people can do what they want. I've just always been against, like, them or people doing that to kids. I just don't think, in my opinion, that kids should be taking puberty blockers or even having surgery. Like, that's extreme to me. I just don't think kids should be making these life-altering decisions. I don't know, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, like all those years. Like, I just think it's kind of crazy. Of course, I can't say what another parent's going to do with their kid, but I'm just not for that. Like, if I was in that situation, which I don't know how I would handle it, but I definitely wouldn't be like to my kid, I don't know, maybe do counseling. I don't know what I would do, but I definitely wouldn't be like, hey, take these pills, good luck. When your body's like in that developmental stage, in the process of growing. I saw this one video of this person that I think detransitioned and like they regretted it or something. There's some videos like that online you can see. And what the person was saying, I guess because they did it at so young, people just make it seem like, oh, okay, you just take these blockers, and if you just want to get off of it, you just take it off, and that's it. You're back to normal, like boom, like that. Bro, and I'm not a medical or whatever, but I just think at that, when you're doing it at such a young age and you're literally stopping these hormones or blocking or whatever, and you stop that developmental phase while their body's developing, and you think that they're just going to be normal after they're older and stuff like that. I don't see it. And that person had said, I think they're a biological male and they went to female, and when they wanted to go back, like they did the best they could, but like their voice just was never the same. Their feminine features and stuff like that. There was the other thing too, and we had this conversation on Twitch this morning, because somebody in the chat was saying that, like, their kid at one point had felt like they wanted to, I don't remember if it was like transition or like be the other gender. And so they just decided, we're just going to like get some therapy or go to counseling, but we're not going to do anything in this moment, like extreme. And they just they grew out of that phase. They were just like, and then that person, their child, thanked them later, like, thank you for not letting me like do anything. And the other thing too, a long time, like years ago, I looked up some studies and they were talking about gender dysphoria. And I've known people that have gone through that gender dysphoria, but literally just a phase. I don't know how long, like a girl wanting to be kind of a guy or feeling like a guy. And it's just like this weird phase, I don't know, of growing up as a young kid or a teenager and then just phasing out of it. Like it's just gone, I know a lot of people that may feel different about that, and that's fine. I have no problem. I don't, trans, lesbian, whatever. I don't really hang out with them anymore, but I had some lesbian friends that were really cool. We used to go party, hang out, everybody. Like we all had, it doesn't matter. Like I don't give a shit. I really don't. I have no problem. I'm not that invested like that. But yeah, my personal boundary line, I just think it's like kids. I just think it's a little bit, especially surgery. I mean, if you just go look up the image, if you want to, if you feel like it, look up the different surgeries and see what they have to do in the procedure to that. I don't know. That's my personal thing. But like, I don't feel like these people should be mistreated or like whatever. I wouldn't have a problem having a trans friend, or even like whatever. Like I have no issue, but, yeah, it's just like the kids thing, So yeah, that's my thing with that. And then the care thing, I really, so I've seen some like the drag show stuff. So let me tell you, I went to canceled. I remember when I was working at Memorial Regional Hospital, I had some friends and they wanted to go to like this drag. I've been to a gay bar before. I went with the lesbian friends that I have. I went to a gay bar, had fun. Nothing happened. I'm alive. and then I went to I think twice with coworkers. It was like all girls. I think I was the only guy. And we went to this drag. They had like it was like food, but it was like a performance. It was cool. It was fun. I mean, I don't think I'd ever go solo. I mean, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But I went and had fun. It was cool. It was all right. And it wasn't that. Was it? That one I think was all adults. I mean, I don't know. I like with the kids thing, I think that's up to the parent. I don't see that I would bring my child to that particularly. But I've seen, there was one time I covered this show where they had this rainbow monkey for kids show. It was like a kids thing, but they had this person dressed in a costume. It was a rainbow monkey with a dildo. Like, oh, well, what's the proper non-controversial? A phallus. I learned about it. A phallus. This thing had a phallus, like a huge phallus thing hanging off. And I was like, bro, that's too much, man. Or there was that one time where they had this, and this has nothing to do with trans or whatever. They had this video, this instructional video for kids on how to have sex. This was a couple of years ago. I don't know if you heard about that. They literally this is how you touch yourself. And if you want a toy, like for little kids, I swear, I don't know how many years old. It was so controversial. I don't know if they took that video down. And it was a school that wanted to like instruct these kids. I'm like, bro, that's the only thing is like, I just leave the kids alone. Like, I don't understand why. When I was a kid, but I also feel like generationally, people younger seem like they're being more like, they're becoming more sexually whatever. I don't know if it's like social media, just like the prevalence of like online and computers and all that stuff. But like I don't know, I wasn't thinking about that. I was going to school. I wasn't thinking what gender this person was or whatever, like, or like how do you identify and shit. Like I don't know. But I think because of social media and all this stuff, maybe people are more, aware of themselves. I don't know. There's no such thing as a kid-friendly drag show. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's almost like an adult thing, but yeah. So yeah, I don't know. That's just my thing is like with the kids and like I just don't think the hormones and all that stuff is a great idea or a good idea. And I have friends that I'm sure disagree, and I have friends that I feel differently and all that kind of stuff too. So that these are the victims. Okay, there was okay. No, let's do this. I forgot. I almost forgot about this. Exclusive Nashville mass school shooter Audrey Hale was rejected by Christian parents who couldn't accept she was gay and trans, as cops revealed she also planned to shoot relatives. Wow. I was like, damn, she was planning to shoot relatives as well. Twisted school shooter Audrey was at odds with her devout Christian parents because they couldn't accept that she was gay and transgender. Daily Mail can exclusively reveal church coordinator Norma and her husband Ronald refused to let Haley, who had recently adopted the name Aiden, and used he/him pronouns, dress as a man in their home. The 28-year-old loner would instead wait until she left their $700,000 property to change outfits, according to a well-placed source. I mean, I don't know. I would be accepting of my kid, if something, I don't know how I would deal with that. I've never been in a situation, but I wouldn't reject them. I wouldn't make them feel like shit. I wouldn't, I love my daughter. But yeah, you're not taking pills. You're not getting surgery and all this crazy shit. No, just, what do you mean crazy shit? At that age. But this person was 28 though. See, that's the thing. Like, when did this start? Because as a grown adult, but maybe the parents are like, my house, my rules. I keep thinking of my child, but at the same time, this is a grown adult. At what age did these issues come about? You only see what you want to see. Their religion does not allow them to accept homosexuality. Who's that? Christianity? I thought there's a picture. Audrey Hale posing sweetly with a bow in her hair. Audrey was the picture of innocence in her 8-year-old yearbook. Wow, from the Covenant School. That's her 8-year-old picture there. These are her parents. She was Audrey at home. When she left the house, she changed clothes. They didn't know about it. They just didn't accept it. Neighbors in the tree-lined suburban street where the family lived for 3 decades said they were clueless about Hale's apparent transition and remembered her as a skater tomboy type. Interesting. She introduced herself about a year ago as Audrey, said one. I treated her like a female and she didn't correct me. She seemed artistic, quiet, and well-mannered. Police now say Haley planned to carry out more attacks, including against her own family. We've talked to the mother and father. We searched the home, found 2 more weapons. There's some more maps pertaining to thinking about some other incidents. Okay, we strongly believe there were going to be some other targets, including family members and one of the malls here in Nashville, and it just didn't happen. Chief John Drake told CBS this morning, posing sweetly with a bow in her hair. Audrey was the picture of innocence in her 8-year-old photo from the Covenant School. Wow. Ain't that crazy? Okay. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, the shooters still lived at home, their house. I guess that's the case. I guess so. Yeah, because I think as a grown adult, you can't really say nothing. I really wonder at what age this whole thing started. Audrey was transitioning to become Iden, shown above with mother Norma and brother Scott. Found this in a devotional book I loaned to Audrey. I love God. Norma posted proudly on Facebook about Audrey's love of God. This post from 2019 describes loaning her a devotional book. When I see stuff like this too, I mean sometimes, but this is 2019. Damn, I don't know. I'm confused. So proud of Audrey. Her art professor, Nassau College of Art, recommended her latest project to be submitted in the Addies in January 2018. Graduating slip. I recommend you enter this DVD covers illustration in Addies in January. Okay. Wow, it is crazy to see her like this. Haley with her older brother Scott, who has not commented on the shooting. Neighbors say Haley was sweet and quiet. Wow, bro, what the hell happened? Jeez. Yeah, she was born female. Or he. Camille aid like teacher's aid. Aiden. Okay, thank you. Appreciate that. Okay. Oh, this was trippy too. Wait, Audrey Hale seen graduate. Yeah, we gotta watch this. I forgot about this. I was scrolling.
It's been hard, but it's also been an amazing experience when it comes to developing my creative talents and growing as an artist. It's been hard, but it's also been an amazing experience when it comes to developing my creative talents and growing as an artist.
Wow.
You are debt free. You do not owe the college.
That's something else. I wanted to see it again. It's crazy to see a killer just smiling and talking like that, like normal and shit, like this. Hi, oh.
It's been hard. It's been hard, but it's also been an amazing experience when it comes to developing my creative talents and growing as an artist. It's been hard, but it's also been an amazing experience when it comes to developing my creative talents and growing as an artist.
She fell asleep. I didn't know she fell asleep.
You are debt free.
20 years later, after being rejected by her Christian family, when she came out to them as gay. Oh, whoa. 20 years later. Okay. So this was like recent, or yeah, 20 years later. So it wasn't like a growing up thing, I guess. Maybe it was. 20 years after being rejected. Oh, 20 years later. Okay, after being rejected by her Christian family, when she came out to them as gay, Haley had turned to a killer. So it was 20 years ago. Yesterday, she murdered 3 innocent children and staff members at the very school where her photo was taken. It's unclear why she targeted the facility. Police also say she planned to attack a mall and family members, where she was shot dead. That's the first time I hear mall. I heard another school, I think, but mall. At Covenant before she could murder anymore. She was shot dead. There is still little known about how Haley transformed from the sweet girl described by neighbors to a murderous shooter with 2 rifles and a handgun, who penned a killing manifesto and even drew a cartoon about how she planned to attack. Police say she was being treated for an emotional disorder and that her parents believed she no longer had any weapons. They knew that at one time she fired 1 firearm, but thought she sold it. So we know all that. In reality, Audrey had a stockpile. Okay. Wow, bro. The other thing, Nashville school shooter Audrey Hale's mom begs for privacy. I think I lost my daughter. So the shooter's mother asking for privacy. And this is kind of another twist. Close this out. Gun control activist mom of Nashville school shooter Audrey begged for privacy after Monday's mass murder, saying, "I think I lost my daughter today." Oh, that's annoying. It's very difficult right now, Normal told ABC News. I doubt she's on video, but I figured. It's very difficult right now. When ABC reached out on the phone after, I wonder if they got the audio though. They got audio? Or is it just that? No. Let's just check out the source. It's very difficult right now for the family before asking for privacy. I think I lost my daughter. A neighbor of the family told ABC News that Audrey lived at the family's home with Haley's parents, who the neighbor described as very nice and very religious. Oh. Aside from art, I watched I enjoy binging on video games, watching movies. Oh, this was from LinkedIn. And playing sports. Hale wrote on a personal website, "There is a childlike part about me that loves to go run to the playground. Animals are my second passion, so I also enjoy spending time with my two cats." I mean, crazy, man, crazy. Good morning, mom. Thank you for the membership. You rock, Mel. I'm getting my life in this chat. Leo, thank you for the 8-month membership and thank you for helping out with modding and stuff. Kindness and education can help change the world. MP, thanks for the super chat. Says, have you seen the bits and pieces of the opening statements from Trezell and Jacqueline Washington? Jacqueline West trial? No. I did. I thought that already started. Opening state murdered or missing. Opening statements presented. It's like 10 seconds, 30 seconds. What kind of shit is that? I don't really see anything but like these really short clips. I'll have to look at it later, I guess. I haven't seen that though. So, yep, so we covered this already. Emotional disorder and had 7 guns in total, which are being hidden from parents, and she purchased them illegally. How about that? The victims. You can watch that. This is the vehicle. We talked about this earlier on Twitch. This is the vehicle that Audrey, a Honda Fit, she drove to the school that morning. You see on camera. That's the door that was blasted through. We saw on video. The guns. Shooting from up top. Memorial, we saw that. I think we covered most of everything. I want to check if there's any new updates. Let me do a quick little for an hour and a half. Let me. Anything else? Oh, this is the crazy shit too. Oh, so here's the other thing. I forgot to mention this. I saw there was this thing going around, and I wasn't sure if it was true, but the news is talking about it.
George, it makes.
They're saying that friends say she contacted authorities after messaging with Nashville shooter Audrey Hale on the morning of the attacks. Somebody had told me is that supposedly this woman had, I guess the friend that she was texting with, that friend went and called police. Police told her, "Oh, call the non-emergency line," and kind of like brushed it off as nothing. That's what I heard.
Makes you sick to your stomach to see other students hurried to safety, the terror visible on one child's face through a school bus window. The president ordering flags be flown at half staff as we are learning more about the victims and a possible motive.
In just a few moments, we will hear from Nashville's chief of police, John Drake, with more on the investigation where it stands right now. But first, Eva Pilgrim is there for us live on the scene in front of the school. Good morning, Eva.
Robin, this is a small church school, about 200 students pre-K through 6th grade. The doors of the school were locked, but that shooter firing their way in. And this morning, we have to warn you, the images you're about to see are disturbing. Overnight, the Metro Nashville Police Department releasing this surveillance video showing the moments the driver of this car shot their way into a private Christian school. Once inside, killing 3 young children and 3 staff members in what police are calling a targeted attack.
All units, be advised, we're under a mass casualty alert.
The first 911 calls coming in at 10:13 a.m.
Be advised, stay out of the general area of Burton Hills Road, Hillsborough Pike, confirmed active shooter.
Authorities identifying the shooter as a 28-year-old female, Audrey Hale, saying the shooter identified as transgender. The surveillance video showing the shooter driving up to Covenant Presbyterian School just before 10 a.m. Shooting.
This is the thing. This is the friend, I think.
57, I received the message from her, and at 10:08, I sent the screenshot to my dad, and he instructed me to call the suicide prevention helpline. And then at 10:13, I called the Nashville Davidson County Sheriff's Office. And then at 10:14, I called the Nashville's non-emergency line. And then at 3:29 is when they said that they had came to my home to try to speak with me.
Wow.
9:57, I received the message from her. And at 10:08, I sent the screenshot to my dad, and he instructed me to call the suicide prevention helpline. And then at 10:13, I called the Nashville Davidson County Sheriff's Office. And then at 10:14, I called the Nashville's non-emergency line. And then at 3:29 is when they said that they had came to my home to try to speak with me. 9:57.
All right. Yeah, pretty crazy. And I think that's it. Checked as far as pressers. Let me do a quick little check on the internet one more time. I'm not gonna do. I know somebody said it really like a call show. I feel like that would be a shit show. But I don't know. Maybe Friday. We'll see. We'll open up the maybe. I could just see so much. I don't know. Could be fucking go so left. Let me just see if there's anything else. Nashville shooter amassed an arsenal despite being under doctor's care. The whole thing with that, like, so the people were talking about, like, okay, Nashville shooter, Audrey sent Instagram DM. So let's check that out. The whole thing with, like, this person's on our doctor's care, so they should have known. I totally feel like if somebody, it's kind of tricky because what are they going to do? Like, there's so many people with mental health issues, like diagnoses. What are like, are you going to ban, how many people have mental health? Like millions or something? Like, are they supposed to keep a system that tracks millions? And then how do you navigate that? Like, what the doctor says, okay, they can have guns, and then they flag it in the system. Like, how exactly would that work? And people sometimes just fall into these categories of mental health for temporary situations. Like, how I feel like there should be people that are like, I don't know, some sort of something, some sort of category, like if people fit into this really dangerous whatever. But at the same time, are they just going to blankly put anybody that has any kind of mental thing, you're just going to put them on this list, and what, millions of people are going to be banned or something? Let me show you this. So, show you this right here. Just want to get to the supposed Instagram part. Ooh, Governor Bill Lee's wife, best friends with one of the victims. It just sounds weird. National Predators, but I guess it's a team or something. Okay, Audrey sent direct messages. Oh, I guess that was Instagram. I thought it was Facebook or something. Sent messages to the Covenant from the Covenant School parking lot to a former middle school basketball teammate. Minutes before the shooting, Evriana Patton told the Tennessean on Tuesday that she received messages from Hale at 9:57 a.m. while on Covenant School property, apologizing and stating that Hale wanted to die. Hale also said in the message that to Patton that on March 13, Instagram post was actually a suicide note. I wonder what that post was. Something in me was like, no, you need help. You need to help. Do something, Patton said. Patton called the suicide prevention helpline. And I remember some people were criticizing. They didn't know who it was, but they were criticizing, oh, why didn't they do anything? Why didn't they report it? And she did. She called the suicide prevention hotline or helpline. Minutes after reading the messages, the helpline recommended that Patton call police, which she did. By that time, unbeknownst to Patton, Hale had shattered glass doors and entered the Covenant School. I guess that's it. I guess we're all caught up. That wasn't that bad, was it? I haven't seen the chat really, but. Oh, let me take a look at the vote. So we got 2,500 people that voted. Should we have armed guards in school? 87% say yes. Wow. I wouldn't be opposed to it. I've seen at my daughter's school, sometimes there's like cops outside chilling or cop cars around or like, actually we do have an armed person outside. I don't know in her ability though. Like I kind of see her sometimes in her stature and shit. You know, I'm kind of like, I don't know. Could she really handle shit if shit went down? She might be able to buy some time. I just see her. She's kind of like writhing a little bit, but it's like, is she going to hold it down if shit goes down? 2,500 people. That's amazing. Thank you for voting. Hey, Kayla. Hola. You missed I don't think the stream was bad. You want to see the victims again? I can show you. We did that at the beginning, but I'll show it again for sure. I had an article that was nice that we went through some of the descriptions of them. I think I closed it out. The little girl was pretty sad though. I closed out the article. I'll see if I can find it. I have like 100 tabs. Yes, I think this is it. Yeah. Yeah, the solution to all this, I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I'm not no expert. I don't know what. And I don't believe. I mean, obviously, somebody's race or gender. I feel like there was a lot of people were upset yesterday on Twitter. I understand, and I feel like I missed a lot because a lot of the times after the stream I unplug, or maybe I'll tune in a little bit, but I'm not like, because I need my space, mental space. I gotta take a little time. This is Evelyn, but a lot of people were upset. So some people were downright nasty, like saying some really just like generalizations. But then in some cases, I felt like you couldn't even mention that the person was trans, which I thought that was ridiculous. Like, that's possibly part of the conversation, whatever side you're on, because then you could still argue, this is something they have to deal with, or like, I don't know. There could be a religious aspect, I don't know, or her family rejecting her. I mean, that is the part of, seems like what transgender have to go through, being rejected and all this kind of stuff. But I understand that there were some people being really, really like crazy. But at the same time, too, when it came to the whole part of like, you can't even say it's trans, in some of those situations, I see that these people, every time there's a shooting or some sort of serial killing, they need, you have to know what's the race of the person. And not only that, I don't even care if they like, but it's like an all day thing. The person's white, I knew it because they're white, blah, blah, blah. So it's like in certain things, certain people have like, they're okay with that. You can go all day long, focus and obsessing over race. But then the minute, oh, okay, it was a trans person. What? No! But maybe I'm just looking at it through my lens because that's what I'm doing here. It's like, oh, it's a trans person. This is what happened, blah, blah, blah. And then there's other people maybe that are making it like this whole war shit, like this whole like fucking. But at the end of the day, like, yeah, that's that. I don't know what the solution is, but why did the lights go off? Oh, the lights turned off. This is Will Kinney here. Who was shot and killed along with Holly. Okay. This is Holly here too, 9 years old. Her father was a pastor. This is Catherine. This is the head of the school. I think they called it like mistress or something, like old school shit. Mistress. The mistress. This is Cynthia Peak, substitute teacher. I don't think will there ever be a solution? Even if it's mental health, they don't even have mental health figured out. Mental health, if you're diagnosed with something or whatever, they just give you pills. Like the pill thing is like, they just have to guess. They're not sure what's going to work for you. You just got to go through this trial phase and we're just going to guess. Like you take this shit for like a month. It takes, I don't know how many weeks to work. And if it works, great. There's a chance that you might be suicidal from taking this stuff that's supposed to make you feel better. And if it doesn't work out, then we might have to wean you off because your body's used to it and shit. And then we're just going to throw you on some other shit and just see if it works. Like they don't have mental health figured out. If it is just mental health, is that ever going to be fixed? No, probably not. I don't know. Maybe the only thing to do is like preventative measures. The school. See, I guess I'm not opposed to like a school guard. I didn't even think about it too much, but my daughter does have one. Even Adderall. Like I used to take Vyvanse. We've talked about Vyvanse a lot of times and stuff like that. Like different. I like to have those conversations, and I don't think kids should take that either. Like Vyvanse, Adderall. I think that's like. I just think the long-term effects on a child developing mind. I don't think so. And I remember when I was taking Vyvanse too, or Adderall, I just for some reason wanted to drink. Like I just wanted to drink more. It just like almost like complemented each other. And then when I would drink, it's like I wouldn't even feel really like buzzed. There was like some sort of like limitless drinking capability. I don't know. At first when I took Vyvanse, it was amazing. At first I was getting so much done. I was like talking, hey, blah, 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 blah. I was getting compliments at my job. My supervisor sent an email. Wow, what's this? The new melt. But then over the years, I don't know what happened, man. I just didn't like it. I I became antisocial. There was a couple times I would take it and then stream, and I would just like hyper focus on things that don't need to be hyper focused on, and I wasn't as flexible, being able to like chat, screens, DMs, calls, texts, emails. I didn't like it. And the other thing, I didn't like it for parenting either. Some people, I've had friends that say it's great for parenting. For me, I feel like I have a short fuse taking Adderall. Like I get agitated more. Like if somebody's calling me and I'm doing something and I'm on Adderall, you're getting in the way of what I'm trying to do. That's in my mind on Adderall or Vyvanse. It's like you're disturbing the focus that I have, you know? And then for parenting, I would just get frustrated easily. And so like I was like, no, I can't take this shit. The only way that would be good for me is like if I had a weekend, maybe I don't have the baby, and I'm just straight gonna be editing videos. Maybe. You know? And then there's this thing of like you're not eating properly, and then I wouldn't even hydrate myself. I already don't hydrate as I really should, but then given Adderall, I just feel like the long-term effects for me personally, I don't know. And I definitely, for sure, I have some sort of ADD. Like you could tell when I'm streaming. I'm mentally, I'm all over the place. You throw one thing at me that has nothing to do with the story we're talking about, like right now, I'll veer off into like a whole nother tangent or whatever, you know? And I've seen kids like that. And I think back in the day, they used to like recommend and try to push the kids to take the shit. Like the teachers were like, oh, your kid's wild and shit. And so like put them on pills to calm down. I think Dave Chappelle had a skit about that, which is actually really funny. I think it was Dave. Drink water. I drink tea. But I do take a lot of caffeine. Like I take pre-workouts all the time. I guess that's maybe my vice. Pre-workouts, caffeine all the time. But Xanax not recommended anymore? I don't know. I've tried it. I don't know. I feel like Xanax is one of those things too. Because I used to have really bad anxiety. I'm glad that I never went to the doctor and was like, hey, I have anxiety. Give me. Because I just hear people getting addicted to it so bad. And then it's like when you have to rely on the pill to deal with your anxiety. I mean, some people can't control it. I get it. So like maybe you need that. Sometimes even just having it there, knowing that you have it as a backup is enough to like make it so you don't have to take it, you know? But then there's some people that like take it and they become addicted to it. And then it's really hard to get off. Outlaw SSRIs. I had a friend that took, I think, Wellbutrin. I think it was Wellbutrin. Tell me it was horrible. Horrible shit. Where Kachava? I have some Kachava. I'm going to take some tonight. I'm actually going to order some more. So I have enough for this week. Maybe for the month, actually. Is Adderall and Concerta used for H? Yeah, they are. It's not the same, but Adderall is, Concerta is used for ADHD. Jill Monkey, I'm certain that is why I gravitate and relate to you so well. Us ADHD folks feel more comfortable among our own. That's true. I'm even like that on the phone. You can ask anybody that talks to me on the phone. I zone out. Oh, let me get this super chat. Tom N says, scary, I have a kid struggling with the same. Do you? Sorry to hear that. Are you talking about like the transitioning or something? Or Shelby, thank you so much for the 8-month membership on Twitch. Wow, you might be the longest person. Love you, Mel. Love you too. Matteo, thank you so much for that nice super chat. $50 super chat. It says, I think there are a lot of retired veterans that would be up for job security detail at every school. That might not be a bad idea as long as they're good, you know, because I hear some of them where there's been stories where they suffer from PTSD and stuff. But that might be a good idea. They're probably the most highly qualified people and not be afraid to handle situations. Maybe we need a special type of police force for this reason. I don't know, something's gotta give. We need to do something, man. I don't know what the solution is. I don't think we're gonna fix mental health anytime soon because there is no solution. The solution is just random pills, and hopefully it works. And for some people it does, and some people it doesn't. And some people are like, they got to go through this trial phase where they just, you're just taking these pills. Tom N. Brian Koberger was a guard at school. Oh, hell no. Oh, shit. Would y'all trust him armed in a school? Bruh. Melissa, thank you for the super chat. Says, hello, I sent the search link info to our Instagram. Search link info to our Instagram. Let's see. It's my Instagram? Everybody's calling me. God, I can't even work this thing. Okay. Okay, so you sent me something. Oh, okay. Thank you, Melissa. Oh, from Colorado. Okay. Neuroscience, emotional disorder. Thanks for the link and the screenshot. I'll just read the screenshot. Emotional disorders generally have a good prognosis, often because they arise in response to some identifiable but remedial stress. Consequently, emotional disorder persisting into adolescence implies a more serious underlying cause. Oh. The school refusal syndrome is the most likely condition to show continuity from early childhood. It may reappear at the transfer from primary to secondary school or early on during secondary schooling. A previous history of separation difficulties, for instance, at the start of nursery or primary school and or an overdependent relationship between the child and the parent is common. The increased necessity for independence, autonomy, and assertiveness at secondary school may prove too much for the vulnerable adolescent. Interesting. Somebody said about the vets. No, I strongly disagree. Many of them come home with PTSD. We do not need to secure children when they unalive children in other countries if necessary. Oh, MH, yeah, I've taken Kachava. I like it. I don't know yet that there's anything magical about it. There's a lot of like reviews online. It's kind of expensive too, I think. I got it. Somebody sent it to me. Dr. Edward Moskowitz sent it to me, which was really nice. I am gonna order another one. I like it, but like it's supposed to be a meal replacement, and I just think there's no way that can replace a meal. Like it's just too light. I like to mix protein with it and maybe some fruits and stuff. But it's nice. I don't know yet benefits. It's like it just has all these vitamins in there, and it's supposed to be. Not every veteran has PTSD. I know. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying you'd have to screen them. But okay, I guess we're done, man. Thank you guys so much for coming through today. It's been kind of a busy day. Tomorrow, just like personal behind the scenes updates, I taking the computer over to get put together. I mean, I got all the parts today. Right now, I'm operating without a third screen. And Luffy, if you're out there, I'm almost positive because I got a new monitor. Don't say anything, Kayla. On the right side to match. I wanted it anyway to match all the three screens, same size, same brand, great quality, and it still doesn't power on. And I truly believe it's because of the either, like we talk about, either the video card or the power supply. I think I just don't think it can handle for some reason all three. The video card should handle them, but there's something going on why it's not. And then, but beyond the monitor thing, the computer's just still been acting kind of funky. And I've been wanting a new computer anyway for a while, so I'm getting the new computer. I'll play around with this stuff another day when I have time next year. But like these are all the all that stuff. All right. Taking that over tomorrow. Top of the line. Ready for the trial. Okay. All right. Hopefully no issues during the trial. Top of the line ish. All right. So I'm gonna take care of that tomorrow. The trial is April 3rd. I think at 11 a.m. I should set the stream right now. Let me set the stream right now. I'll make a thumbnail later. But let me set the stream right now while I have you guys here so I can move you guys over there so you can set a reminder. Let me just do that right now. Create. Let's see. Tisha Stout. Use settings. Trial. Day 1. Opening statements. It's supposed to start that day. If things change, I'll update it. But I'm gonna set it now because I've been saying forever I'm gonna do that. And I'm excited to kind of do it again. I'm a little kind of like apprehensive too. I was like, damn, am I gonna get tired? How am I gonna juggle it? But I think I'm enjoying doing the trials with you guys, like the long hours. So let's see, April 3rd. I believe 11 a.m. We'll put 11 a.m. for now. Boom, scheduled it. Proxy of a moose said, everyone don't forget your meds tonight. Mo, where's what? Where's your computer? I kind of miss gaming too. I was watching my Twitch apparently has some of my old gaming footage. I miss gaming a little bit. It was kind of fun. I would only do not Warcraft. I don't got time for that. Call of Duty. I'd only do Call of Duty. Warzone. I only like the first Warzone. The second one was like, ugh. Once I'm caught up with everything, I might occasionally play again. It was a lot of fun. Especially with the new setup, like you gotta test it out, right? Okay. Okay, so I set up the stream. No, no. This trial it's gonna be video, right? I think Letitia Stout is gonna be video. Right now, jury selection is just audio because they don't want the jury to be seen. But the trial, I hear it's going to be video. Bossy. I like it. I like this. It was supposed to be on the wall, but I do like this elevated thing. It gives me a lot more space on the desk. I mean, I really could even put like the laptop here if I wanted to on the same desk. And I'm ordering the table. These 2 end tables are coming in Thursday. I'm dreading assembling it, but Thursday I'm going to have 2 new end tables. Should look a lot nicer. So I'm trying to just get everything fixed before the trial. So, all right, man. But yeah, you guys take care, man. Be safe. And thank you so much, Matto, for the super chats. Thank you, everybody, for the super chats. Melissa, Tom, Shelby, Gamora's mom. Revenge, thank you for becoming a member. Leo, thank you for the 8-month membership. NP, thank you for the super chat. Robin on Twitch, thank you for the bits. Mel N, thank you for the super chat. Melissa Hart, thank you for resubscribing on Twitch. And Sunny D, thank you for wow, been here for a while. I remember you. Sunny D has been a member for 7 months. Hi, congrats on the new place. Thank you. All right, guys, I'm out. Bye. I'll only be back tonight if there's like some crazy breaking thing, like a chase. Man, that chase was crazy. That guy died, by the way. He passed away. I deleted the stream. Never in my wildest thing when I thought somebody's gonna jump out of. I mean, I had that ex that kind of did, but not. I wasn't driving that fast, and she kind of like. I slowed down out of being courteous because like I didn't want this chick to get hurt. Maybe I should have stopped, but I kind of like slow rolled because I didn't think she was actually gonna do it, and she did it. I don't know, but I would have never imagined somebody at that rate of speed driving the vehicle to like jump out, and then literally like I think they landed on their head. Just horrible. So I deleted it. I didn't want to take a chance. I know it was like a live thing. You never know what to expect live, but we just have too much things going on. And we got the trial next week. I don't want to jeopardize. It's not worth the risk of jeopardizing anything. And the guy passed away. So, all right. No, you hang up. But anyway, yeah. All right, guys. Peace. Bye.